Hey everyone, so I am just here to do a quick video about one of the tournaments I went to this weekend, which was the Altrincham Gaming Club's tournament at Goblin Gaming. So this is the first time that Altrincham Gaming Club has run a tournament, and it's also the first time that I've been to Goblin Gaming. This club, not a Goblin Gaming, but Altrincham is now my regular club. So it was really nice to go along on Saturday and see all the guys and have some games. So Goblin Gaming as a place was really nice. It's kind of on sort of an industrial estate, so it's kind of like a big warehouse, but they've kitted it out and it's quite nice inside. Considering that we had such a hot day, it was nice because it wasn't too hot in there. That's probably because of the high ceilings. And there was plenty of space for us to have 14 players, I think we had in total, which isn't bad for them doing their first tournament, I don't think. So I managed to get some guys come down from Leeds and get a few people around from Preston to sort of fill half of it up, which was nice to get everyone in sort of mixed groups, to be honest. I really enjoyed that. So it was a 3-round ITS, 300 points, your standard sort of gig. I took my Steel Phalanx again, and this is the second tournament I've been to with them, and I felt much more confident in kind of play style and what I was going to do with them. And I think the results from that kind of show. So I'm going to talk you a little bit through the games and sort of show you, or sort of tell you how I got on, really. So my first game was against Walker Chris Carter from the Shrewsbury area. He'd driven up, who also works for Antonicity's Games. If you don't know who they are, check them out. They're a fantastic company and they got the most beautiful boards, and I'm hoping to get a forward base board soon. So when I initially drew Chris as my first opponent, I was a bit panicked because he had Walker in the title. I was like, oh my god, he's going to be experienced, he's going to know what he's doing, and I'm probably going to get absolutely murked. So we were playing frontline, which is, if you don't know, is kind of moving up the board to capture or dominate sort of areas, and that's kind of all. Might have been nice if this was the last game because it's quite an easy kind of mission to do, but either way, it was good. So he was playing Ikari, and this is also the first time I played Ikari, and I shit myself. I'm sorry, not Ikari, that was Matt Spears. He was playing Druze. Again, still not played Druze. So he had some big things on the board. He had like a Druze Link, he had Valeria Gomez, he had Scarface and Cordelia. He also had like a few bots like, I want to say the Panagalungs, so that he could refill Scarface's Panzerfaust. But lots of sort of baggage bots really, and I was panicking. But the game was really nice, and I want to say it was probably one of the nicest games I've had in a long time. Probably not the most exciting, because that was still that game against Lawrence because it was so clutch. But it was definitely one of the nicest. Chris was a really nice opponent. It felt quite chilled. We were having fun rolling dice. And even though we were in a tournament setting, he was quite calm about things and happy to kind of say, well, you know, actually, do you really want to do this? DA over AP or vice versa. So he was a really nice guy. I had a lot of fun. I managed to burn Scarface down with Phoenix's heavy rocket launcher, and we spent a long time as he had I want to say it was a forward surprise shotting Tio Camo guy I think I want to say Hakim's, but I don't think that's right. And that messed me up a little bit because I spent a lot of orders kind of reacting to that. And he tried to shotgun my Link team, which clipped kind of like Makion and Eudoros, and that put them into no wounding cap in the first turn, so I was proper pooping it. But overall, I managed to score a 5-1 victory against him. I just couldn't get into his back zone. But it was a really nice, fun game to start the day off, and I enjoyed that. In between rounds, we had our lunch, and there was the most beautiful town that we kind of walked over to get some lunch at Waitrose, because that was kind of all that was around there. But it was such a nice sunny day, and the river was nice, so that was quite fun just to walk up and get some fresh air. Which kind of then led us into the next round. Round 2, I managed to draw Charles. Charles was bringing JSA, and again, this was another army that I haven't played yet. So, considering that my army box had turned up the other day, I was quite excited to actually see how they worked on the table. And we were playing Safe Area. Now, it was a really brutal game, which I think, realistically, I think I should have done a lot better in. So, I'll run you through what happened. So, I gave him first turn so that I could whittle down his army in AROs, as well as knowing where I want to go to at the end, because you have to dominate zones and capture consoles, being in contact with consoles at the end of the mission to score the points. Now, he had a 5-man, 2 Kenpatai and 2 Kietsu Link, 3 Kietsu Link with a missile launcher, a shock marksman rifle with MSV level 2, and a HMG in there. So I'd set up at Atlanta in direct sight of these with a Udbot behind, just in case she goes down so that Makion can bring her back up. I had Phoenix looking at them with his heavy rocket launcher, and I also had a total reaction HMG. Now, I managed to snipe out the missile launcher straight off the bat. But what we had was a bizarre game. So the first 3 rolls were all crits. It was a crit, the missile launcher went down. So the missile launcher went down, sorry. Then I can't remember the exact order. But essentially what happened was in that first turn, where I thought I should wipe out most of that Link team, it meant that sort of Atlanta died to a crit, the TR bot died to a crit, and then in the first of my turn, Phoenix went down. So this is kind of like all my heavy weapons, all my ARO pieces, just boom, gone in one sweep. And I kind of thought, GG, that's game for me, really. I didn't really know what my plan was. Kenpatai with MSV2 and a shot marksman rifle is brutal because it overrides the no wounding cap. And it's exactly what you want against Steel Phalanx. So it's kind of made me think about my JSA list, and that's certainly something I would have want now, because previously I probably would have always took the Spitfire, but just seeing how brutal it was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal, with the +3 in the 5-man Link, as well as sort of ignoring that ODD is just horrendous. So that was really brutal. But kind of the game turned a little bit in the sense that Charles was really killing a lot of stuff, but not necessarily playing to the mission. So I had a few characters left. I almost on the last turn managed to hold a console, 2 consoles, as well as control 3 board areas. But Adomaru came around and sliced Eudoros in half, which was horrendous. And that lost me a zone. And I used my card to stop a console being used by him, but I almost stole it from him, which I think people really need to be aware of when they're playing Infinity, because it's not just about killing things, but he did a really good job, and it was really nice and fun to play against him. So I'm hoping for a rematch soon, because I think I should have taken it, because I forgot about ARO from Phoenix at one point, and that would have been 2 pie plates on that whole Link team, which could have changed the game. So we'll see. But it was good, I enjoyed it. And I ended up losing that game 1-4 in the end, just a point from holding the console. So that put me kind of I suppose a minor win, a loss, so I'm probably somewhere around the bottom third, high bottom of the third for the table, which put me against my driver, Mark, which was nice to play because I haven't played Mark Campo in a long time. But it was Steel Phalanx on Steel Phalanx, but two really different lists. He had his list based around lots of hackers and using lots of bots to throw missiles. So we, for the last one, played Acquisition, where you have to capture 2 antennas and a tech coffin. I took first turn to try and alpha strike and immediately ran up and pressed both of the consoles to hold them. And then we sort of had this sluggish war out over the middle ground, really, for the tech coffin, and it was brutal. He kept using pitchers and remotes to hack through, which targeted state a lot of my guys, and then used missiles to just blow them away. And it was really good tactic, very order intensive, but it was really good. And I only just snuck out with a 5-1 by holding and beeping both of the antennas and capturing the HVT. It was savage. There was no way I could have gotten to the middle to touch that antenna. And if what we've realised since is that if Mark had cautious moved over, although I suppose with the remote you can't cautious move, so maybe he couldn't have taken it anyway and would have had to climb over the wall, which I shot at with Atalanta. So really fun day. If you can ever get up for the next one, in they hold it in Nantwich, it's sort of Cheshire, sort of Chester border. It's a really good day out. I really recommend it. Or come down and see us at Altrincham Gaming Club, because it is just such a really friendly and nice club with mixed abilities. So I'm looking forward to the Northern Open, which is in a month's time, and I'm feeling like I got a bit more practice in with my steel now. Kind of know what I'm doing a bit more with them, and I'm looking forward to doing it. So I will catch up with you guys soon.